If you're asking about the presets that I use in post, I actually use a few. And one of my favorite ones is actually the "Hello guys, welcome back to my channel." Today I'm going to be answering some questions that I got on my comment section, and that's because I realized that many people have left comments on my videos, but I don't always get notifications from YouTube. If you enjoy this Q&A format, let me know, and I'll do this more often. So let's get to it. I shoot with Fujifilm, and I always shoot in RAW and edit in post. If you're asking about the presets that I use in post, I actually use a few. And one of my favorite ones is actually the Kodak Portra 400. So that is usually my base. I usually apply it to the photos that I'm editing, and then I work from there. I haven't had time to show you my editing workflow, but I basically start with a preset, and then I tweak the colors, the contrast, the vibrance, saturation, and so on to what I like. For me, I prefer my photos with a cooler tone, so I usually dial up the blues quite a bit in post. I actually posted this series of photos that I took from the train, and it was like sceneries of the snowy landscapes outside. And I actually shot in RAW with a Fujifilm X-T3, and then I edited the colors in post. This was in a response to my 35mm film look video. So let's start out with photos first. I usually shoot in RAW and then I edit in Lightroom. I usually use a preset as a base and then I tweak from there. As for videos, I'm using DaVinci Resolve now for my edits. So before that, like for years, I think since like, I don't know, for like 10 years, I've been using like Premiere Pro. But then I decided to make the switch because I was using a very old iMac at that time, and I don't know why, but Premiere Pro was getting like very slow and laggy. It could be also due to the fact that my hardware is like was kind of old already. So I decided to try DaVinci just because like many people were saying that it kind of loads and renders faster, and it's true. So even though I was using the same machine, it was so much smoother when I was editing DaVinci. That was also when I started to play with the color grading tools, because I know that many professionals in the industry actually use that to color grade. And after I tried that, I cannot look back anymore. From then on, I've been using DaVinci Resolve, and now I hardly touch Premiere Pro at all. The most used Fujifilm film simulations, that would be Classic Chrome. Whenever I film videos with my Fujifilm, I'm always using the Classic Chrome preset. I don't really shoot in log because at this point in time, I feel it's too much work to color grade. I film in Classic Chrome, and I find that it's a very good base for color grading already. So I just have to do a little bit more work in post to get the result and the colors that I want. So when I first started, I basically part-time at a food delivery company. So at that time, food delivery services were just starting out, right? And then they needed a lot of like photos for their vendors. I got a part-time role as a photographer, and then I just went around shooting food. I also photographed for family members who sold food for a living. I also did some portraits, and at that time I was actually on a sabbatical, so I was like traveling to countries like Korea, Taiwan, Japan, and a friend heard that I'll be like staying in Japan for like a while. I was there for like 1 month, and she had another friend who would be going to Hokkaido for like holiday, and they wanted to take some pre-wedding photos. So she thought it would be good to link us up, and she did. So she linked us up, and we actually met in Hokkaido for the shoot. And that was how I got my first pre-wedding photo shoot actually. So I would say it's a mix of doing like entry-level photography jobs first, and getting friends and families who know that you do photography to refer you to other friends of theirs. I think that kind of like opens or paves the way so that you actually have like a portfolio of work to show. From all those shoots, I actually collected like quite a bit of photos, and then I put it on my website. More clients started contacting me. Oh yeah, and of course I posted on social media as well. So people actually found me on social media and as well as like through Google. So that's how I really started actually. Sometimes I go for networking events, and I'll meet new people who need photographs, and yeah, that's another way of finding clients. If you're talking about vintage digital cameras, then no. Because the one that my dad handed down and the one which I use for the video, Digicam Pro Tips, actually died. So I don't have any other vintage digicams now. I'm mainly using my Fujifilm X-T5 for like daily shoots, personal shoots, as well as for work. But then I've recently been quite interested in the, what's that? There's this Kodak FZ55 that I thought was kind of cute, and I think the colors from it looks kind of nice. Interestingly, the first two digicams that I got years ago when I was still studying were actually Kodaks also. I'm still thinking if I should get one, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's about it. If you enjoyed this Q&A session, let me know in the comments, and then I will do this more often. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.